Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. This one, I want to talk about the coronavirus, but let's talk about the emotional impact that this is having and is going to have over the long term for many people. There have been lots of memes online and jokes about, you know, like people like me. It's when you know just how much of an introvert you are when the quarantine really doesn't cause any change in your daily life. Uh, it's just it's just another day. Uh, but you know, I joke about it, but there are millions and millions of people. I'm going to say the majority of people that have a much stronger extroverted side, and they have a need for social interaction and outside activities and things like this. From school to work to um, you know going out, etc. You know, and this is, if it's not affecting them yet, you know, it's really going to over the long term. I'm not just talking. I mean, then you got the people that are very prone to fear on anything, which is no small percentage of the population. And this is absolutely having an effect on them. So, and, and there are the religious people that rely on, observation of their religion, and that is an important part of their life. And, and in many cases, opportunities for socializing, observing faith, um, you know, outdoor entertainment, etc., and people that just don't have positive home lives to begin with, and they don't really have anywhere else to go except home during this time. You know, this is going to have a very strong emotional impact on millions of people. And, you know, we are already in a time that, more people are on antidepressants than at any time in history. Of course, some of that makes sense because antidepressants are a fairly new phenomenon. But still, Americans take more antidepressants than any other country, possibly more than all other countries combined, even though we only comprise 5% of the population of the earth. We consume 80% of the world's opiates, even though we comprise 5% of the world's population. So this is very worrisome. And what I really just want to say here is, you need to leave lines of communication open to anyone that you consider your friend or your family members, anyone you care about at some level, anyone, hell, that you would like to get to know better. This is your opportunity. So take that opportunity, offer that line, because they may need it. You don't want to get a few weeks down the road and find out something tragic happened, that, or, that they harmed themselves, or, you know, started picking up, some chemicals to relieve the pain that could have been avoided. You don't want to encounter them later on and find that they've sunk into a depression that they can't seem to pull out of. There are so many negative possibilities, and we can avoid so much of it. Yeah, if we just leave those lines of communication open to the people around us. Online, telephone, text, email. We have so many methods of communication now. Never underestimate how important anything as simple as a text can be. Hey, I was thinking about you. How are you? Let them know. Let them know that they hold some kind of importance in your life. This is important. If you've never been there, never assume that you will not be there at some point. Because the person that you reach that hand out to today may be the one that reaches out a hand that saves you from drowning in a week. We don't know. None of us ever know. Circumstances change drastically. Build bridges, not walls. Don't just ignore the people that you're already connected to in some way. Make those connections stronger. We need those connections right now. With things falling apart around us, the connections that we have are growing weaker and collapsing all around us. So we need the human connection with each other. Be that connection. Reach out. If you can't provide what somebody needs, you might know somebody else that does. You might connect two people. Not saying like a matchmaker, I'm just saying, this person has an interest, this person has an interest. All right, put them together. Put all three of you together. However it works. Use your imagination. Use your heart. Use your mind. Do whatever you have to do. But don't be in isolation. Don't leave others in isolation when those are things that none of you need. So always try to think beyond yourself. If you feel alone, lonely, scared, okay, reach out. You don't have to say those words right at that time, or maybe you can. If it's somebody that you trust is not going to just discount your feelings, or if you think somebody, now of course, you may find out who your real friends are and who they're not, who is not your real friend. Because the person that you think will care about how you feel right now may not, and the person that you have a passing, acquaintance with may wind up being a much closer connection in the long term. Don't be afraid of these things. This is part of life. But we need to be part of each other's lives right now. All right? So, that's the end of this one. Again, if you can afford it, please donate $1 a month. Help me reach the channel, expand the channel so I get further reach and expand my message and, I don't know, start coming up with different kinds of backgrounds and, you know, improve the look of the channel. You know, I don't think it looks bad, but I know doing the same background and format all the time probably gets kind of boring. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm putting the PayPal link below, and I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.